Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. It's been very rainy here today, so I'm kind of avoiding bright lights and doing this in a little bit more dimmer light than usual. So if you like that, let me know. If you don't, also, please let me know. Just kind of keeping in the mood with the dark, rainy day that it is inside with just some candles lit and some light music before I was doing these readings, but just kind of enjoying that vibe today. It's been sunny the last few days, so I like a nice dark day when it comes along. All right, this will be your weekly reading, Cancer, for the week of May 25th through the 31st. And during that time with the moon, we will have a new moon that comes in on the 27th. And of course, that's a really good time for a fresh start, a new beginning, a good time to start a new project or learn something new, have new decisions, that sort of thing. We then move into the waxing crescent energy, and that's a good time of heightened senses and a time to really buckle down and get to work on those new projects and new things that we've just started, new thinking, and just kind of focus in, and make little adjustments there, but trying to kind of work towards the goals and things that you've set for yourself. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter this week as far as tarot goes. So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Cancer, your overall message for this reading: a personal issue reaches conclusion. All right, let's see what the Cancer Collective has going on this week when it comes to the tarot cards. And Cancer, I just want to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit the subscribe button. And if you're not aware, you do need to be logged into YouTube or Google when you subscribe. For a long time, I really didn't even understand how all of that worked. I would just watch YouTube videos and go about my day. So, and then my kids taught me, here, Mom, here's how you do that, which is pretty much how the electronic things go, around here. But anyway, just to let you know that you do need to be logged in to subscribe. And also, if you have subscribed and you've been coming back, thank you so much. I do see you. I see, repeating people coming back. Oh, and I just want to say that I do appreciate you and thank you so, so much. All right, Cancer, for May 25th through 31st. We'll get right into this reading today. A personal issue reaches resolution. All right, your overall present energy, 7 of Swords, which I've seen this card a lot this week. So, if you're a cross watcher, I believe I've seen this in both Gemini and Taurus's reading. Not in this particular position. So your overall energy here, and I do want to say about this card that over time as tarot readers, we're taught that this card means, cunning, craftiness, theft, hidden agenda. That's kind of the rundown that you're given in any tarot book or anything to learn about it. But because I see this as air energy and I see these swords as like thoughts or ideas, I see that the couple ways I would interpret this card is that you've planted a couple of ideas and you're not planting all of them, you're taking some away, or that you've spoken something to someone and where you have many, many thoughts in your head, you've only really laid down 2 of them, but you're taking the rest with you. So take that how you want. That's kind of how I've been reading this card in certain positions, especially when it's like an overall position like that. I feel like, yeah, maybe there's some things that have been on your mind and you've said a couple of them. You might be holding back. You might not have really shared everything with someone. We'll see how your reading goes. Your current situation is the 9 of Wands. So you've been kind of looking back on your past and thinking things through, and where have I been and what have I been through. And this is our wounded warrior card. This guy looks like he's kind of been through it. There's some bandages and some wounds and things that are healing, but this is you kind of looking back on that. Where have you been wounded? What's healing? What would you do differently next time as you kind of turn around and think about the future. At the root of your situation is the Death card. So it looks like you're going through now. Your overall card said that a personal issue reaches a resolution, which that's what the Death card is. It's the resolution. It's an ending. It's like a finality of something. It doesn't always mean physical death or that there's death around you, although of course it can mean that. But tarot is a template. It means different things for different people, of course. So, if you're dealing with death and grief, that could be something that this is referring to, that maybe you have thoughts about this death and you've said a couple, but you're kind of holding back a little bit. And you're also thinking about the past, maybe with this person, were there things resolved? Or if it's a situation that's coming to an end, in the form of what we would call death, that's an ending. Kind of the same thing. There might be someone around that this thing is ending, and this could be a job, a relationship, um, some sort of agreement with someone, but again, that it's coming to an end. You've said some of your piece, maybe not all, but you're also kind of thinking through the past, if that makes sense. In your recent past is the Moon card. Um, then this is again a card that has come out a lot. This reading, I'm seeing some similarities also again between Taurus and Gemini. So if you have those people with those signs that are close to you, you may want to watch those readings as well to see if what they have going on is resonating with you. But the moon is about our subconscious. This is about, maybe having a dream about something. This could be, this is definitely about listening and using your intuition, using those things of the night, or something that comes to you that where it was hidden before is now revealed to you because it was in the darkness of the night. So it can be a little watery, a little emotional, but not too emotional. So that's the past that you're coming out of. What's on your mind this week is the Three of Wands. So, this is sometimes the card of travel, new ventures. So you're kind of thinking about the future in a way like that, that maybe, and maybe this, whatever the situation, this ending is forcing you to do some sort of travel. It's forcing you to have to move. But we've now got a few wands here, and these wands aren't wands that you're looking at. These are wands that are around you as you gaze off into the past or the future. What is just in front of you is the Ace of Swords this week. So Ace of Swords is kind of an aha moment, some sort of mental breakthrough that comes through. That it could come through again through your subconscious, through this ending, through thinking about the future. But it looks like some sort of idea is at hand, and and of course, as we come through endings like this, new things pop up. So new ideas, and if you're again, if it's the ending of a job, let's say that you're like, oh, well, I've got this idea and I want to go pursue that. Or ending of a relationship is, oh, I have a new idea of how I'm going to meet the next person. So whatever template in which in your life, whatever situation's going on, that seems to be the energy, is that there is something new at hand, some mental breakthrough. All right, you're in your advice position is the Six of Wands. So look at all these wands coming up. So the Six of Wands, your advice is, it seems that there's a little bit of a celebratory attitude, kind of, maybe, that you've gotten through this. You've gotten through this and it's okay. And there's people around you that are actually going to recognize that. You're going to celebrate yourself, of course. But look at, there's other people carrying these other wands and they're celebrating you too. This is kind of you're getting cheered on. You've got support around you. And your advice is to relax in that and just learn how to say thank you. You've got that sort of support, and that's always nice to have people that have your back. What is beyond your control is the Tower. So this is a disruption, and there's nothing you can do about it. You've got this with the Death card, and it could just represent that, whatever this ending is, it is a disruption for you. You cannot avoid that. And we all go through disruptions. It's a pain in the butt, but you just got to work through it. So, are you going to be celebrated for making it through this disruption? Yeah, it looks like it. Or is the new idea going to come out of this week as well? The things are a little bit turbulent, um, but out of it births. The sword comes out of the ashes, right? So these are necessary. They're just necessary things, and it could be, it could be something as small as a flat tire to, maybe there's some travel on your mind, and you need to get somewhere and there's a travel delay. That flight has been canceled and you're stuck in a city for some reason, or your car's in the shop for the week. It's not just a flat tire, it's something a little more major. So, but it may be travel related with that card coming out there. What is your secret desire? What you're trying to avoid? More ones here with the five. And this is our card of kind of argument or debate things going on. Are you trying to avoid some debate when it comes to this situation? Or, is that your secret desire, is to be able to speak up and say the things that are on your mind? And I'm getting the feeling now, now with this card coming out as well. I'm seeing cards where there are some other people involved in this situation. Whatever this is going on, and like I said, it could be different for different. This could be with a friend group, or this could be with a work group. But I feel like we are definitely involving other people. This one was kind of a maybe, kind of bystanders, but this is a little more in the trenches with other people, where words are being exchanged back and forth. It doesn't necessarily have to be an argument. Like I said, it could just be a debate about how things need to go. But it does appear that that's your big question. Are you trying to avoid having this discussion and this maybe, debate that might not be the most comfortable thing? Or is it your secret desire to want to hash things and get things out on the table, right? And I'm going to go back to this card about, did you leave all of your thoughts and words, or the things you had to say, or are you still holding on to some? And that might be where this comes out, is in this Five of Wands here, that you might start dropping those things that maybe you were trying to hold on to. So watch your tongue if you need to. In your outcome position is the King of Wands. So I'm not shocked, because look at all the wands around you, and you're definitely, the King of Wands is the knowledge of those things that we care about, that that not only motivate us but fire us up. And you're working it out this week to become, knowledgeable about that. And the difference with the king is, it's not only that you have your personal internal knowledge, but you're also knowledgeable about your kingdom. You're knowledgeable about the people around you, and what really fires them up and gets them, motivated, or pushes their buttons also. But you come out of this with that sort of knowledge. What is hidden from you this week is the Hierophant. So, this is a card of guidance. This is a card of kind of going beyond yourself and seeking out, kind of outside help. Sometimes this could be from, clergy. This could be a counselor. This could be, someone that's just a little older and wiser than you, someone that you do trust to go to with, problems and issues to maybe discuss or hash out. But that's hidden from you this week. And because it's specifically hidden, maybe it's something you do want to think about before you open your mouth or let some of these other swords fly in this debate situation. You may want to try to seek that person out and maybe seek some sort of counsel there, if that makes sense, because that's specifically hidden, but it might be the thing that helps you out. All right, Cancer, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. But yeah, a personal issue reaches resolution. It looks like you're coming to the end of whatever this is. You're working through it. I mean, we've got this, this death card here, this Nine of Wands. Those are definitely cards of, a nine is kind of an almost there situation, but 10 is definitely an ending. All right, final words here. Face your adversaries. And again, that may come up here with that Five of Wands. And again, that's your big question of the week. Do you want to do that? Do you want to have that discussion, some hard discussion that maybe you've been avoiding? So think about that and be ready for it if it does come up, and be ready and decide which and what information you do want to come out. You may want to hold some things back. Oh, we've got two cards coming. We will take them both. So take the lead. Is that also with that card? And admit your vulnerabilities. So we're doing a lot. We're facing adversaries, admit vulnerabilities, take the lead, do things. But again, this is a learning week when it comes to, when it comes to wands, when it comes to things that fire you up. It's a learning week for you, and it's going to be disruptive. It's going to be uncomfortable at times. It looks like, again, your big question is, do you want to have this serious discussion or not? That's your choice, and that's your big question of the week. But maybe try to get that sorted out before it's right in your face. Now that you're kind of armed with some information that's coming for you. to maybe think that through before you get into it. So, Cancer, I wish you the best of luck with all of this week. I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use for your week and that it's helpful to you. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what it is that you're going through. Or if you have any questions about this reading at all, I'm very happy to answer those. Also, I do readings every week, so come back next week. We'll see if this energy continues for you or if there's something completely new for you. And once again, if you like my reading style, of course, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. I appreciate it so much. And more importantly, it'll help you find me next week. So thanks so much, Cancer. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.